Hey Fostoria, welcome to our new show, Red is the New Black. I'm Seth Doherty, Dugan Smith. We have two wonderful guests with us today. We have Miss Wolf, our athletic director, and Coach Goodwell, our football coach. Now, Miss Wolf, I'm going to ask questions for you, and then after I'm done with your questions, I'm going to ask your questions. For those who don't know, you were our athletic director this summer, and you were the former junior high athletic director.
Correct.
How has the transition from junior high athletic director and classroom teacher to full-time athletic director?
It's been very good. There are definitely some loose ends on both ends that I had to tie up first, but the past few weeks have been excellent. A couple bumps in the road, but as expected with any job transition. But it's been very exciting for me to be able to deal with athletics all day long.
As our new athletic director, what is your vision for the future of our Redmond athletics?
My vision is a very positive one. I want to see our kids participating in more than one sport, a lot of multi-sport athletes, everybody supporting everybody, and bringing back some of the old traditions, but with a new group of kids, giving them an opportunity to create their own history and have some fun. I think we need to bring back the fun into all of our games and in school and everywhere in the whole town.
What are some major initiatives you would like to put on your stamp on the Fostoria Athletic program?
The first thing is drawing the community into what we have going on and putting our players out into the community more with different events. We have a lot of kids volunteering for different things that we host, things that Chamber of Commerce has been hosting, like putting our athletes out there to show the community what we're about. We are trying to just renew what we're doing in a positive light. We'll also be looking at doing a Redmond Leadership Initiative, where coaches, hopefully we'll get this started in the second quarter, coaches will be able to nominate players that they feel are going to be future leaders for us as athletes, and meet with them once a month and actually work on instruction and literature, and being good leaders.
Charles Barkley said, I am not a role model. Do you believe that athletes should be a role model?
I don't believe that they should be. I believe they are, naturally. There's no way out of it. When you're an athlete, you're held on a different level of expectations and you're on a pedestal, whether you like it or not. You're wearing a jersey representing something bigger than yourself and bigger than your circle of friends. And naturally, kids are going to look up to athletes, whether it be a high school athlete. There's elementary school kids and junior high kids look up to them, and onward up through college and professional sports.
Why are sports an important part of the interscholastic experience?
They're important because they let people enjoy it. You're going to be in high school for 4 years, and you can choose to come in and punch the clock and leave at the end of the day and do nothing after school, and when you graduate, go on into work, or you can make it the best that you can. And I think athletics give people a chance to grow, let their character develop a work ethic, and be part of something.
That's nice. Coach Goodwell, you run a spread offense. What does that mean?
Well, that means we have multiple receivers sets. We can give you two to five receivers. We're going to spread you from sideline to sideline. We're going to put the ball in the hands of our quarterback and let him make a lot of choices for us on the field. And it just makes the defense weak when you make them defend sideline to sideline.
QB is a critical position. What are the keys to develop a QB?
Well, you got to have character. You got to be a good leader. You got to lead by example. You got to be able to take criticism. You got to have thick skin. You got to work the ball in crucial times. Quarterback in the spread offense is just like a point guard in basketball. It's just like a pitcher in baseball. If they're good, they're intelligent, they're smart, they can control and dominate the whole game.
As everyone knows, you are a Fostoria Redmond alumnus and have had many great times at the school and in athletics.
I have. It's fun to come back. It's exciting. The neat thing I like is there's 5 of us former Redmond that are coaching on our staff. And I think that says a lot about the past programs that we've had. And I think that means a lot to our kids that are former alumni coming back and coaching them and giving them time and effort.
It is surreal to be coaching the team that you want to stay for.
it's fun. You know, it's a challenge, but I knew the challenge when I accepted the job. I've taken on other challenges in the past, and we've turned other programs around. So we have a blueprint of how to do it, and we're putting that in place here right now. It's still a work in progress. It'll be a work in progress for 2 or 3 years, but our kids have been receptive to it. They've been working hard, and you know, it's been a pleasure so far.
When you won your first 2 games, pretty good. 2-1, right?
Exciting.
Yeah, we're 2-1. We haven't played the toughest competition, but these kids needed their confidence builder anyways. Those are games we thought we should win when we looked at the schedule. We let one slip away up until the start week 1. But these kids, they were in that ball game, and I think just them being close in the fourth quarter sent a message to them that, you know, this is a different team now. It's a different coaching staff, a different program. And it takes a while to learn how to win. You got to learn how to win. You know, losing is as contagious as winning can be contagious. And I think the last 2 weeks of winning at home will go a long ways with us this season because our kids have confidence now and they kind of understand how to win.
It has been going around that a certain tunnel was locked. What is the tunnel and why was it locked?
The tunnel is where kids run out through the middle of the stadium, and you are correct, it was locked. It was locked for the first home game against Cardinal Stretch. And that was my decision as the head coach. I just wanted to use a little motivational piece with our team. We kept it locked, and I challenged our young men that it was going to stay locked until they won a football game. Because it's my belief and my feeling that it's not a right to run down that tunnel, it's a privilege to run down that tunnel and out onto that field. There's been so many great teams, great athletes in the past that have run down that tunnel out onto that field. But I wanted these kids to have to earn the right to go down that tunnel. But it didn't take long for them to get it unlocked. You know, the first home game they want to have won. So last week against Horizon Academy, it was unlocked and they came out the middle of the stadium.
What went through your mind after your first practice with the Redmen, and what went through your mind after your first time?
First practice, what went through my mind is, well, we got a lot of work to do. But we knew that physically we're behind the 8 ball. A lot of these kids are skinny. They're not as strong as they should be, or they're not as strong as they will be. And it's not their fault. It's just coaching carousel. You know, we've had problems here in the past with kids buying into the way you correct that. So that was the first thing we noticed is a lack of size and strength the first time we got together as a team. After our first victory, it was neat. You know, it was unorthodox how it happened, the game being called in the third quarter. So our players didn't get really a chance to celebrate on the field and with the fan base or with you students. But I thought it was very intimate for me to be able to come into the locker room and tell these kids that they just won their first varsity football game in over 2 years. To see them jump up, hug, have some tears, that's something these kids will remember forever. You know, this, I said it before, and I say, this isn't about myself or my coaching staff. This is about the 40 kids that came together and accepted the challenge of rebuilding this program. And for them to get a victory, it was very refreshing.
Football is constantly evolving. Offenses are getting faster and running more plays. Nick Saban has argued football needs to be slowed down. Where do you come down on this issue?
Yeah, I think it's going to continue to be fast. You know, it's a copycat sport. You look at the NFL; it's a copycat league. It filters down to college, and it filters down to even to the high school level. You know, I think the up-tempo offense, the spread offense, it gives teams that aren't as big and as strong and as physical. It gives them a fair chance to compete against the teams that are more physical, and it puts the bigger kids. It puts them at a disadvantage because you got to cover in space. So I don't see the game slowing down much at all, especially at the college and high school level. I think if anything, it'll just get faster. But along those lines, I think, especially for a school like us, it's going to help us running the spread offense that we do because we have a lot of athletes in this building and a lot of athletes in this community. And maybe some of them wouldn't have played or may not be interested in playing football if we were the old style, too tight. Because some kids that don't fit their physical body mode. But with us being a spread offense, you know, it's kind of like basketball and grass. We can take a skinny, athletic kid, and he can come out and play football and have a great football. He can have a good career, and he can have great memories of his high school career.
Yeah, smaller schools work very well with hurry-up offense because then the defense doesn't have time to get ready.
That and you just it's a chess game. You know, so a lot of defenses. They don't have 3 or 4 or 5 good defensive backs, and if you have 4 or 5 good receivers, you can always find that weak link in the defense, and you can always pick on them, and that's something we try to do.
What are your top priorities and vision going forward with the program?
You know, we've hit one. We want to win a couple games this year. by no means are we satisfied. There's quite a few games out there we still think we can win. So, ideally we want to finish this season on a positive note, but then the work will really start. The first thing we got to do is put a priority on the off-season lifting program. If our football players are not competing in basketball or wrestling or swim, or baseball or track, they need to be lifting with us because we have to get stronger as a team across the board, from our starting offensive line to our starting corner to our starting safety. We have to get stronger because the teams we play, the Eastwoods, the Genoas, the Rossfords, they're bigger. They're bigger than us. They're stronger than us. So we have to catch up in the weight room. After getting the weight room situated, we want to get more kids out. I think the excitement's back in the community. I think us winning a few games this year is going to help. I think there's kids already in this building that are interested in playing next year. And I think it'll really help having me in the building as a teacher, seeing these kids on a daily basis. But we want to increase the numbers, not just at the high school level, but at the junior high level also. That's one thing we have done. We filtered down to the junior high level. We've made them run our base offense and base defense. So that'll just help us out when these 8th graders become freshmen. We don't have to reteach them. We can just advance our teaching with them and get a little more elaborate with them. But we got to take care of the weight room. We got to get bigger and stronger. We want a good character program also. I'm going to be on our kids about how to behave, not only in the hallways and in the classroom, but how to behave in the community also. Because when you put that ribbon jersey on, you're putting it on. And there's a lot of people before you that put that jersey on. There's a lot of pride and a lot of respect with that jersey, and our kids need to understand that. And that's something that we hammer home with these guys each and every day.
Well, this was a great conversation, and I want to thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us on our new TV show, Red is the New Black. Hope to see you next time.
I won't well.
Oh, real well.
Hey.